Check this out. I just recently got rid of my pit barrel cooker, a 30-gallon pit barrel cooker, and my Weber Smokey Mountain 14.5. You can't simply get rid of a grill and just not replace it with something else, right? Let's go ahead and get this box open. Look at this. It looks like it's just a box within a box.
Are you making a video about it?
Huh? What are you talking about? Alright, everything is out and ready to go. Got it all lined up over here. So let me go ahead and get that instruction booklet right there and crack on with it. I got steps 1 and 2 done, which consisted of attaching the legs to the grill. So you'll notice 2 of the legs have this bracket piece right here on the end. So does this one over here. But you'll notice the one over here does not. This one will go opposite of the latch. So there's the latch right there. It's going to go to the opposite back side of it. So that's something to keep in mind if you're doing this. Also, these bolts and stuff that you're putting in there, don't tighten them yet. Just hand tighten. Step 3 is putting this shelf on. Step 4 is to put the wheels. Attach the other wheel the same way. The wheel for the back of the grill is this little caster here. Here. Time now to flip this thing over. Step 5 is to attach the fan. And it goes like this, where it flips down. I tried to put it in the other way, upside down, thinking it went that way, but it would not fit. And I just tightened them all the way down until they stop turning. Well, the shelves are going to go next. Now there's the fan for reference. It's going to take 4 of these long bolts, and on each of the bolts go 2 washers. So you can see the bolt here, and this is a metal washer here, and then that looks like a fiber washer. So the metal washer is going to go first, and then the fiber washer, and they'll go in there like that from the inside. There. Now the next step is to take the temperature sensor, which is going to be in the top about right here, and actually install it into the top, which is right here. And the hardware for the sensor is pre-installed, so it's got a wing nut, a metal washer, and a silicone washer. The silicone washer goes on the outside, the metal washer goes on the inside. There we go. Right now the top's going to go on, and there's 4 screws that'll hold this bracket onto the back. The 4 bolts that go on the back that hold it to the body are the ones that have the, looks like blue Loctite. Oh yeah. There. Next is the vent piece right here, whatever it's called. You know, I just looked in the book, it's called the damper assembly. There. Alright, next is the ash can. It'll kind of hang there. I guess then you can latch it. The ashtray was step 10. So steps 11A and 11B are just getting all of the stuff on the inside. Not too shabby. Step 12 is right over here. I'm guessing this is just to hold tools. It's just 3 shoulder bolts. The heat sensor just comes out the back of the lid, and then you install these little clips right here where the wire runs through, and it goes into that hole right there, as well as the power cord. I ran the power cord up through there. I've just got it zip tied, this little clip right here for now. Not zip tied, but I used a little wire tie. And the main thing it says is to make sure you leave some slack here before you install the wire through that clip right there. And that's, I guess, so that the lid can close without pulling too tight. So I just followed the directions. It was pretty basic, not much to it. Underneath here, there's a couple of things you plug in. I don't know if you can see this very well, but the power cord comes through the hole and plugs into this piece. The temperature sensor plugs into this piece up here, and then the fan plugs into this white piece here. So that's all I did, just follow the directions. No big deal. All right, that's the end of the instruction booklet, but I'm not done. I've done some research and I found out that a lot of people are complaining about being able to control the temp, like they're having spikes and stuff like that. So I saw this tip on Smoking Dad Barbecue YouTube channel. I think that's the name of it. I'll put a link in the description. But I've got this high heat gasket material from Amazon. The one he showed, he spent 20 bucks. I spent $5 on this stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and install it on this bottom portion. Now there's a gasket on the top right here. But I'm going to install this extra gasket on the bottom here and around the ashtray. And here's just reference for you. This is the kind I got. It's by Unco or Unco, whatever, however that's pronounced. Bates Choice. It's even called a smoker gasket. So it's made for this application. All right, I'm going to do it just like James does on Smoking Dad Barbecue. I'm going to cut 45 degrees angle in here. And that'll be where I start it. I'll start it back here and work my way around, and then I'll cut another angle to match. And this is just for reference, this is 3/4 of an inch thick. They had different options, but I chose the thicker one. So let's see if we can go ahead and do this. Okay, it's quite sticky, which I guess is good. That'll do. Make sure it's pressed down all the way. I think that's going to be a great seal. Oh yeah, I think that's going to be better. So let me go ahead and get the ash pan out and I'll do the exact same thing. Alright, that's going to do it. I had plenty of a gasket and I still had some left over. That's basically it. That's the whole assembly, including the installation of the gasket. It took me just a little bit over 2.5 hours. I did have to stop a couple times, but just for a few minutes. Use the bathroom and stuff like that. But hold up now, it's me from 5 minutes in the future. I forgot one thing. I got to tighten all these bolts up all the way and then I'm done. All right, so don't forget to do that. All right, we'll jump back in time now. It wasn't that bad. The instructions were really easy to follow, no complaints there. So it's the end of the day and I don't have time. It's a work day, so I don't have time to do the whole seasoning process with the cast iron and doing the burn-in and stuff. That's going to be in another video, so be looking for that. I'll put a link in the description for that video when it's available. And appreciate you watching. And stick around so you can see some cooks on this thing, alright? See you next time. Bye.